Hi, I'm Neil _ at Dad That Runs. This is my route to Bergen City Marathon 2026, episode 3. So obviously from the midweek, on the Wednesday I had the interval session, and that covered in the last video. And then Thursday is always the rest day after an intense session. That's following Lee Grantham's style. And basically on a Friday it's a recovery run, and it was 45 minutes. This is all through ChatGTP as well. 45 minutes, and I hit an average heart rate of 135, so I was really pleased with that. I did a bit of a kind of structure on the treadmill, and that, so I did the first 8 minutes at speed 8, which is kind of the slowest I can really run on. And then 8 minutes to 16 minutes, I put it up to 8.3. And I found out my heart rate was really low. Because obviously ChatGPT had structured, what I could do if my heart rate was, at these levels, and if I can go up or down as such. So keeping it all in the right heart rate zones, and or part of the heart rate for this run. So at 16 I managed to put it up to 8.5 and kept it up there till 43 minutes, and then just kind of wanted a little bit of a cool down and that. So after the 43 minutes I put it down to at speed 8 again, the slowest I can kind of technically run at, and then just had it as a recovery run that absorbed the Wednesday session after a rest day as well, and showing if there's any fatigue in the legs or anything like that, and absolutely enjoyed that one. So then on Saturday, it's more classed as an easier run, but still it's a light run. It's not the lower intense as the recovery run on the Friday, but it's not going crazy either. So that was a 50-minute run, and I averaged 137 beats per minute. And basically I started on 8.3 and did that for 10 minutes, and then for 30 minutes I did 8.5, 8.5 speed on the treadmill, and then for the last 10 minutes I dragged it back down to 8.3 again. It done the job it needed. It was like another step up from the recovery run, as we're getting ready for the Sunday specific long run, which we'll go on to very shortly. And that, so I felt great. Everything, it was sitting in the right parameters and everything, and felt really good and enjoyed that. So those easy runs kind of absorbed them, did what we needed them to do. So let's crack on to the Sunday session. So I've just come off of the Sunday treadmill run, 2 hours and 15. Absolutely frustrating run, to be honest. ChatGPT told me to do like 9.2. We were supposed to, it's 9.2 speed, as it's supposed to be kind of like marathon pace plus 20%. 9.22, and then it gave me like between 135 heartbeat to 145 and that, so along those lines, with a soft cap of 147 and a hard cap of 150. If I got to 147, I was supposed to try and drop down to by 0.2 kilometer speed, and then if it was 150, then I was supposed to drop down or walk until I got back down to 145. So I did up the first 29 minutes at speed 9, at 9.2, and then from 25 to 9, I would drop down to 9 because my heart rate was too high. Then to 30 minutes, I dropped down to 8.7 because I just couldn't get it to settle. And then I could see at 35, still not working, so I just dropped it right back down to 8. This is my recovery, or less than my recovery runs. And that, so so I did that, and basically when I got to kind of 43 minutes or 40 minutes, I could see that it just wasn't working. So I dropped down to 6.5. I had to walk. Just walk. I think I got it down to about 134 beats per minute. Just hoping I could try and recover something. and so then up to 42. You know, I mean, so 2 minute walk, and then 42 minutes. I went back up to 8. You know, 8 speed, and then yeah, it just wasn't going. So in just over an hour, I kind of took another walk break, and it's just so frustrating. You mean it's like I'm trying to do these long runs not to kind of survive the marathon, and that you mean it's supposed to be trying to be comfortable to a point, but I just felt I was trying to survive this long run. You mean 2 walk breaks in an hour? I was like, oh, this is just frustrating. I think I might just quit off on 81. You mean and knock it on and call it a bad run. But no, I persevered, and then I kind of slightly slipped out of it. So but on the 1 hour 2 mark, I just went back at 8, speed 8. You know, I'm dripping with sweat here. So 1 hour 2 minutes, I just went on speed 8, and to be honest, just kept it at that. I knew I was going to go over my bits. I just got to do my eyes, sorry. And I knew I was going to go over. And but I can't run less. I can't run less than 8 speed. It's just mechanically harder. So you mean my heart rate would probably go up harder, you know, more because I'm putting more effort in to try and do that. So persevered on speed 8, and to be honest, I kind of felt that comfortable. But I could see my heart rate going up. I mean, it was always flickering about the 150, 151. Later on, the heart rate obviously drifts. And so I ended up, I think it was going up to about 156 in the end. But I mean, the time to get like all the data into ChatGPT, probably have a big argument with it. I will tell you all about that when I come out on the other side. I've got to obviously stretch out and then shower, try and repose. So the first summary on that run, first hour, absolute nightmare. Just fighting all the way. And then when I let it go, hour and 15 minutes, just kind of felt relaxed. I know the heart rate was higher, but you mean it's putting the ego aside and all that lot, but it will tell me that I should try and slower the pace, but I can't run that much slower, you mean, without shifting the like mechanical bit, you mean. So that's why, you mean, I was intending to run at 7.5, but it was just impossible and it was too quick to walk. So I kind of then just dropped the speed right back to a walk. So like I said, on this channel, you'll get the good, the smooth and the ugly. You know, I mean, put all of those parts in this run, I think. I'll come back with the rest of the data shortly. So yeah, the chat with ChatGTP or GPT has been done. Kind of didn't go into the details with me of like a run assessment, but it kind of obviously sees how the run was as well. You mean, yes, there was kind of limits that I went over as such, like obviously my hard cap and what my average heart rate should have been. That actually was 149 beats per minute, as I covered 18.44 kilometers on that 2 hours and 15 minutes. It was, yeah, you mean, talking with ChatGTP, it could see that it was a mentally tough run, and it didn't kind of play ball on how it should have been. Technically, you mean, it obviously took up these heart rates and speed predictions going via the data I've been giving it, obviously, from my screenshots. So it should have been a bit more viable, but it just didn't quite work out today. And then some runs don't do that, you mean. And it did actually say that to do a 2 hour 15 minute run on a treadmill, you don't get any kind of respite from the downhills or anything like that. It's just a constant like terrain, basically. So there's no kind of respite from downhills where I could kind of recover a little bit on them or anything like that. It was just a 2 hour 15 minute straight go ahead. But like I said, you mean the frustration in myself. I pulled through that, so that's a big mental game. You mean everybody calls it the treadmill. You mean, and I have said before, I haven't done a long run outside for a while now, really. So that's getting a bit frustrating. Don't get me wrong, but I feel that using a treadmill, I generally can keep the heart rate more sustainable. But ChatGPT does know that the Bergen City Marathon is quite a hilly course. And I live around hills as well. So we kind of need to adapt a little bit where I don't want to lose my adaptations of running outside. I want to be able to run outside and be comfortable. I know that my heart rate will go up and down and all that lot. So we just got to make sure that it kind of sits in certain parameters and that's something that maybe the ChatGPT has to kind of get a little bit more sensitized with my situation as I guess. It's learning. I'm learning. I do like this way, especially the recovery runs and the easy runs. Keeping the heart rates like that. But I do obviously need to transfer that outside. I'm going to be running a marathon around Bergen, not on a treadmill. So I want to get back used to running out on the roads and all that lot in hilly terrains. And then maybe I can compare some of that data with the old data from last year from my, my Garmin to London Marathon episodes. You know what I mean? I've got all the data from that, obviously, stuck in my Garmin and my Strava page. So, as much as it was a mentally tough run today and it didn't go to plan, it was still classed as a success because I didn't stop. You know what I mean? And I just did plow on and got into the rhythm of just knowing that my heart rate was not going to play as it should be. And then I just let it go and I just kind of run through and we just took it from there. So, yeah, we'll take the positives from that, even though it was a very frustrating run. But life is life. Not every run's going to go fantastic. So anybody training for a marathon, please don't think your runs are going to go well all the time because they don't. And this is proof today. So basically that's it for the running for the week. Altogether it was 51.69 kilometers for the week. So back up into the 50s again after 2 weeks of not. And that was obviously through illness and a bit of fatigue from the illness, sickness and that. So hopefully now we're kind of getting back onto the training block how it should be. Yes, it didn't kind of sit well with the heart rate today, but and those parameters, but getting the distance there again, that's a long run. So happy with that. So just gotta chill out now, relax for the evening. Actually going to the cinema with my oldest. We're going to watch some Stray Kids thing that she's been looking forward to. So going to chill out in the cinema with that and then get ready for next week, which obviously starts off tomorrow with a recovery run and all that lot, which you lot will see in the next video or the midweek one from Wednesday as we do the specific interval session of that week. So that is week 5 of my my Bergen Marathon training 2026 done. Next week we start week 6. So have a great weekend and I'll catch you guys later.